My name's Brent Wheeler. I graduated last semester in health science. I have been diabetic for 18 years, so most of my life, I guess. First 8 years don't really count a whole lot. I work here at Great Scots. So my brother was actually diagnosed first. He was diagnosed when he was 15, and he was on, I think it was just a scouting trip, and he was doing like 2 weeks back to back, and he just got super sick, and so he came home early and was just really sick, and so they went to the hospital. I mean, this is 18 years ago, so they didn't really know a whole lot still about diabetes, not like today where it's a lot more widely known. So they were baffled, they didn't know what was going on. But we had a friend of the family that had diabetes, and my grandma also had diabetes, but she was type 2 and it was a little different. And so my mom just got the feeling like, oh, he's got diabetes, we should test him for diabetes. So they did. And in California at the time, they were doing a study where they were then testing everyone in the family, and then you would follow them. And so they tested everyone in our family, and I just remember we went to the doctor, and they did the test, and then after that I had to go down to LA like once a month for like 6 months, and they did other tests. As soon as I was diagnosed, I went straight to like a lot of insulin, not just like, you know, little increments going, but I was taking hundreds of units of insulin, so they put me on insulin pretty quick. Well, going through like middle school and high school, it didn't really affect me, I guess, socially a whole lot, but my A1C was super high, in the 13s for years. And so I had gone into diabetic ketoacidosis multiple times, 4 or 5. Had to go to the hospital once for it, and then other times my dad's a dentist, so he just took me up to saline to flush it out and get things back to normal. But so that was difficult, and it wasn't necessarily that I was struggling with like denial or anything, like, oh, I don't have diabetes, I'm gonna live my life how I want it or anything. It's just I would honestly forget to take insulin or to, you know, and so that was probably the biggest struggle, was just not necessarily like, oh, I don't have it, I'm normal, or it was just getting used to like, all right, like I've got to take insulin, I gotta test my blood sugar. And it wasn't like me rebelling, it was just I honestly forgot. And so that was probably the hardest part, was that adjustment of realizing, I guess, this is my life now, this is how there's certain things that I mean, in ways, I guess there's blessings in disguise, just because I was an EFY counselor for a couple of years. And it was a blessing in disguise in that sense, that I had a couple of youth that had different issues, medical issues or depression or whatever, and just having experience with diabetes was able to help me reach out to them better. But as far as other blessings in disguise, I don't know if I really have any like other ones, but well, I don't know. I guess it's like, how do you define normal? You know, it's like, for me, this is normal. I mean, it's what I've lived with. So for me, it's normal, and for someone else, not having diabetes is normal. You know, so it's really like, it's kind of hard to define like the normal life. And so it definitely took me a while. Like I said, you know, having to remember to test and to take insulin, you know, to master it, I guess. And I wouldn't say that I have mastered it. I've still got a long ways to go, but definitely it is more, I feel more in control, more like it's not ruling my life. But struggling or newly diagnosed, I would say just to understand it, to know it, and to not, I mean, especially nowadays with the internet and everything available to you, like you can really understand what diabetes is and how to live your life and how to control it. You don't have to make these I guess they seem huge changes at the beginning, but I mean, you don't have to feel like you're, got this huge mountain to climb. That, knowledge is power, and if you understand it, then it's not as bad.